David, what's up?
Hey, yeah, we're still recording today, right? I'm outside your place.
Ooh, David, I moved.
You what?
Yeah, I moved, like, far away in the other direction.
But it was an hour drive, and I'm already here.
That sounds like a personal problem.
When are you gonna tell me?
I'm telling you now.
Where are you?
Well, my coordinates are...
Give me your address.
I am sick of your shit, Matthew. Hello?
Please close the door.
Yes?
Please close the door.
But I need to find a light switch first.
Please close the door.
Okay. All right.
close
Sure.
the door.
Okay. Okay. Door's closed, and I can't see anything. So what now?
Please put on the glasses.
I wear contacts.
Please put on the glasses.
Am I supposed to know what that means?
Please put on the glasses.
Where are the glasses?
Where you spent high school.
What does that even mean?
Please check the closet to your right.
Spent high school in the house. You better not be a recurring character. I swear to God. Okay. I'm in the closet. Damn it. No, hey, glasses. Whoa. Jesus. Everything's all bright and aesthetic.
Please walk forward.
Please shut up.
Rude.
David, welcome to my augmented reality home.
Why?
Why? Because it's future!
No. Why does everything have to be pitch black in here unless I'm wearing your stupid glasses?
Well, it doesn't have to be. You kill fun, David.
Oh, yeah. I'm no fun killer. Get on the fucking couch. New location in which we watched a movie today.
Let's be evil.
Let's be evil.
Yeah.
Matthew, how do you describe this movie?
Oh, it's no exit.
Yeah, but mixed with what?
Mixed with video game cutscenes. Actually, it's like... Alright, people who know who Quantic Dream is, you know, the video game company who did like Heavy Rain and Indigo and all that kind of stuff, just came out with Detroit. Playing it, by the way. It's good so far. But one of the criticisms of that is it's like a walking simulator. Like Gone Home. People say like that's a walking simulator. This is really a walking simulator. Just putting that out there right now.
So, get my plot?
Yeah.
Plot of this movie. A young girl named...
That pause was everything.
Yeah, it was. I had to process it. A young girl named Jenny is given an offer to work at this super high profile but super confidential job. Working for what was called the... Pro something. Shit.
Oh.
The Pro... Alright, I'm not going to remember it. It was for super intelligent gifted kids. On making them even more super intelligent gifted via computers and AI and whatnot.
So Firefly.
I guess. They get down there and everything is pitch black. You can't see anything unless you put on the glasses.
The glasses.
Glasses let you
Google
see.
Glass.
Pretty much.
It looks like Google Glass.
Well, Google Glass was a little bit in the top. This is like a full-on visor.
Yeah, but it has a little bit on the side.
Yes, that much is Google Glass. But yeah, this thing allows you to see, as far as I can tell, not only the other people. It seemed like they weren't even there unless you were wearing the glasses.
Yeah, I don't honestly... I mean, this kind of just goes right into our main criticism of the...
Well, let me get to the rest of the plot.
thing. Yeah, so we have to talk about that because...
So the rest of the plot gets to...
main problem.
As she is sitting there, weird things starting to happen. The kids are acting weird, and some of the, like, one kid appears to be out of her bed, and then traces them down to the bathroom, and then like she's not there. But then when she gets the other people investigating, she is in her bed, and the bathroom's totally fine. And
Just writing messages and shit.
we're all just like, okay, so something's up with these glasses. And then about what was it,
Of course, the characters take a little bit longer to understand that.
they take forever.
Yeah.
About halfway to 2/3 in the movie, the kids revolt. They're like, emergency lockdown, emergency lockdown. The kids are not fucking doing anything. And because,
Let's kill them all.
because they're so extremely smart and extremely able to do all this stuff, they basically take control of the entire facility. And it's up to the three of them to then escape the facility. They're led by the AI that's within the glasses named
Ariel.
Ariel, which stands for something.
Ariel.
It's a Ariel really is a looker.
A liar.
There you go.
Because it fits.
But they're leading her out, but then they start disconnecting Ariel, and it's like, oh shit, how are we supposed to get out now? Then Ariel comes back, it's like, oh shit, we can get out now. And they meet this one girl named Cassandra, who's apparently like, every time I took off my glasses, they couldn't get to me anymore. I'm not connected like the rest of them are. And it's like, cool, Cassandra, you're totally trustworthy, and we're definitely not going to be anything but best friends.
This is not going to bite me in the ass.
But because she doesn't have any glasses, she doesn't wear glasses, she's running around blind. So they have to basically guide her out of the facility as well. There's two other characters named Darby and Inez. Sorry, not Inez. Antigone, named Tiggs.
Tiggs. Who the fuck names their child Antigone anymore? No one's named their goddamn child Antigone since before Common Era.
And they're all basically camp counselors here. And they're all trying to escape. Darby ends up dying. I think Tiggs ended up dying, right?
Darby dies in the most melodramatically
We'll get to
stupid
that.
way.
And then they finally reach what they believe to be like an escape, but like she can't get the door open, and they're like, all right, we'll find another way. And then finally Cassandra, the one girl that she's like, is like, are you really this fucking stupid? Like,
Oh, you retarded.
everything that has been going on has been by my design. I gave you that job. I've been killing them off, and I do it simply because I enjoy the thrill of the hunt.
It's the most dangerous game mixed with Lord of the Flies.
And then it ends. And it's just like, we never see Jenny get killed. We never see
So
anything else.
she recreates the
home that we see Jenny in the first scene.
yeah, and then she recreates the first bit of dialogue from the first scene too.
Yeah.
So maybe she's done this multiple times, and this is an experiment being run by Cassandra.
And it's also questionable whether or not like any of the kids even existed, whether or not
or any of the other people existed.
like it's all a question of what actually happened. And we'll tell you what happened. Matthew.
Well,
Yep. All right. So
a lot of walking.
yeah,
Lots of walking.
there's one hallway.
Let's put this one thing.
All right.
Most of this movie, most of it, even though it doesn't stick to this all the time, most of this movie is told from a first-person point of view.
Yes.
Through the augmented glasses.
You can tell who you're looking through by a little picture in the whatever.
It shows their health bar and stamina meter. And
You can check in on other people's vision, see what they're up to at the moment.
yeah, it's like the equivalent of sneaking peeks at other players' screens.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have a problem whatsoever about movies being influenced by video games, but this is pushing it because it's not. This movie is detailed as a sci-fi thriller horror type movie.
Yes.
One, not a solitary scare in this movie is scary.
Okay. There are scares in this movie. By definition, there are scares. But they are not scary because it's all just the hey look, there's a kid in the hallway 3
And I'm
feet
going to
down.
turn this way, and all of a sudden he's standing there.
Yeah.
And he's still standing there. And also, I don't know, it's not getting a little ahead of ourselves
No,
here.
no.
First and foremost with the screenplay, it was okay. There was... Alright, this is what we brought up, what I was about to say when you were doing the recap. The most major problem with this movie is that it has a complete inconsistency of following its own rules.
Yeah.
The rules that it outlines in the world and how that it's visually going to portray the world in the film is set very early on. Like, as soon as she puts the glasses on, it's given this impression that this is the way it's going to be. But the problem is, though, it doesn't stick to any of its as soon as it initializes something, it forgets the details that happened before it.
Yeah.
And as a problem with that, then there's no consistency. And as we go along, at that point, it's just you're struggling to understand what's going on just because there is no consistency.
As an explanation, the first time that these glasses are introduced, she can hear mild whispers. She can hear off in the distance someone saying something else. And then the glasses appear and she puts on the glasses. And then standing dead in front of her are two people. The two camp counselors, pretty much, that she's with.
See, that gives me the impression that they are not in the same spot.
That gives me the impression that it's a sort of, the Ready Player One is the most recent aspect, where it's just, you put on the visor and you're in the world.
Yeah.
Not that you can, if you reach out and punch someone, you're not actually physically reaching out and punching them.
No.
But later on, they're all walking down the exact same hallway. They can take off their glasses, and it's like, oh man, I can't see anything. It's like pitch black.
And also, one was Tiggs was like, what are we in a cave? Like, it gives the impression that it's like, okay, maybe you're in also a completely different location.
And also to reiterate the fact that they aren't in the same place. There's one part where Tiggs comments on Jenny's artist hands, reaches out, grabs them, holds them, and Jenny shows no reaction that she can't feel that. So, are they in the same place? Are
I don't
they
know.
not? It doesn't.
And then you get to the point in which when they're trying to escape, oh god,
Cassandra?
it.
I don't know who you're talking about.
There's a lot of inconsistencies that are kind of flooding through my head right now, and that's the problem, though, is that.
Oh, the one end reveal is that Cassandra, of course, wasn't on their side. It was all her thing. But she was able to see the whole time because she actually had the tech put into contacts.
Oh!
Okay.
They got old tech.
Kind of.
I don't know. The problem, the one, I'm all scatterbrained with this thing, but the only thing that really kind of made me feel like I was interested in the movie at all was the visual aesthetic.
Oh yeah, it looked great.
Like, it's got some aspects that I could see from, like, Beyond the Black Rainbow and some. This is obviously influenced by the type of storytelling that it's running with here, but I don't know. It's just it's style for style's sake.
Yeah.
And that in and of itself is not a bad thing. I mean, there's plenty of movies that's the way that things are, but at the same time, though, with the type of story that it's trying to say, it's putting too much emphasis on the wrong aspects of style. If we're trying to build a world that is very kind of tense, anxiety, very claustrophobic, because that was the impression I feel that they were going for.
Yeah.
This kind of like really narrow, kind of almost what's the word? Like the walls are closing in type of day. It's not just claustrophobic. It's like I can never remember the word. It's kind of like impending doom. Like you can feel like things are closing in because somebody is steering you.
Well, I mean, the whole thing that we said is that they keep on walking down this one hallway, and maybe it's just a really long hallway, but they keep walking up and down it. And
I think they're supposed to be giving the impression that might be multiple hallways that all look alike.
Well, the thing is, they show a map multiple times of this facility, and basically there's a learning area over here, there is a living area over here, and then there's two hallways on either side connecting. And that's like the map. That's like the whole thing. And there's supposedly multiple floors, but there's no distinction given.
It's a fallout shelter.
There's no distinction given to multiple locations, pretty much.
No.
Everything has the exact same lighting, except for the break room, which has...
And then there's the cafeteria.
Yeah.
Which everybody gets
What's
food
that?
in a bag. Those are the three locations that this occurs at.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have like this subterranean level.
But I mean, there's nothing particularly wrong with having it in one specific locations, especially in something that's supposed to be claustrophobic and whatnot. But the problem being here is that because they keep going up and down this hallway over and over. There's a part whenever it's doing the nighttime, the going to sleep thing.
Yeah.
They do that. They're like, all right, sleep mode act in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And they show all the lights shutting down one by one down the hallway.
Yeah.
And then the, night lights, I guess, turning on.
Yeah.
They use that shot at least 3 times.
Yeah.
And it's like, yes, we get it. We know what happens. I don't know what we're trying to establish further by this exact same shot.
We're never really given any context as to There's a little bit of explaining that goes on to why these kids are here, but never to a degree in which that actually it kind of like fills in the information that we could actually believe what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Like, are they psychic?
what the AI says, and God only knows that the AI has already been corrupted at this point. What the AI says is that the kids are here to basically further their minds, become super intelligent, and solve problems that have not been solved before. In doing so, they will be able to improve the program that is learning from them and teaching them as well, thus creating a feedback loop and being able to create just immensely intelligent creatures. That's the goal here.
The Ubermensch!
But if we follow the idea that this girl was in control the whole time, which she, at the end she says she was, and the AI backs up that she was, that this thing may have started off down that route, but now it exists just as a game of cat and mouse for the one girl, Cassandra, to like flex her intellectualism in order to hunt down other people.
Yeah,
just taking in more people and being like, let me play a game with you.
Yeah, well, and kind of, it's given the impression that the other children are not real at all, that she's the only kid that's actually there.
Yeah.
And whoever, and like the people who were there originally were people who she probably already killed.
Right, there was one guy while they were escaping that was trapped behind a puzzle, and the puzzle said like, hey, let's play a game. And it was apparently an impossible puzzle that nobody could solve, but they tried their best.
And they forgot to animate the graphics when they switched to his camera.
That's the problem when they were like, all three of them are supposed to be able to like, either all three of them can see this large graphic thing in front of them where they're supposed to like did, or the one guy's supposed to, but in the end, none of them did. So they're all just sitting there in front of a window with a dude sitting behind it going, I'm trying.
I'm trying. I don't think the editor is, though.
And then the guy bursts into flames, which was cool. That part was cool. But,
it was cool.
Yeah, we don't know whether or not she was in control. The whole thing was just playing a game. So, in that respect, it kind of makes sense as to why they didn't fill it in that much, just to add a little bit to the mystery. But
I don't know. I mean, I told David when we were watching the movie, this kind of gave me a little bit of an influence from Alma Wade from Fear. A little girl being experimented on, getting powers and shit like that. Now, I don't know if they don't explain like if these people are just really smart and they're able to manipulate the system, or if they, that she has powers or whatever it might happen to be.
The whole thing was that...
I mean, I'd be fine with any explanation. You just got to give me something to work with.
The whole thing that we assumed was that everything that she was seeing, the kid being out of bed, the marks on the bathroom thing, and any time that anything creepy happened, it was the glasses being
manipulated.
Yeah.
They even have a moment that looked like it was straight out of Fear, where it was like all like the black like sludge like fog and shit. That
and she just looks around and it's gone.
She's like, I'm like, take off the fucking glasses. Like, guys, come on. That would be my first response.
Pretty much, but then you couldn't see anything. Period.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, it's just like, if you're seeing this in the augmented reality, the thing that you're seeing is primarily being generated by a computer.
Yeah.
You should already automatically deduce that what you're seeing isn't necessarily there. Because, like, remember when she goes into the room to put on the glasses for the first time, the other people are already talking in the room, and they're not talking in there before she puts the glasses on, so that infers that all three of them are in different locations.
True.
Yeah, unless they all of a sudden jumped to a different location, but be aware of the glasses.
The only thing that I'll say
happens.
in that is that the movie tried to cover was that they made the offhanded comment that you would be able to communicate with the glasses without actually speaking.
Yeah.
And it would, whenever we saw them from that point after that line, they were always still speaking to each other.
Yeah.
So maybe that was just a visual shorthand instead of trying to convince each other that it was telepathy the whole time. But
yeah.
But we can't tell. We don't know, movie.
You're not giving.
Tell us.
Yeah, you're not giving the audience enough information to work with. Now, of course, like people, people are smart enough that they can work it out. But the problem, at the same time, though, you don't give enough information for the people to work it out.
Which I want to go back to 2 points that were not explained. Period. At all. And point number one is the very opening is this news broadcast.
Yeah.
Where it's like.
Yeah.
Where these where the
Education.
an entire generation's being wiped out in World War I, but the education system's what needs to be fixed with these kids or something. Somewhat implying that, like, this is what the future, like, what taking the educational system to the extreme for the kids are, but no.
It's like eugenics.
I guess, like, I don't even know. The second thing being is that the very, very, very beginning of the movie, rolling flashbacks throughout the movie, is supposedly the main girl, Jenny, stumbles across supposedly her father in the shower, who is then supposedly killed by something.
By something. Someone. Somehow.
None of that is ever brought up.
Nah.
Not even a little bit.
Nah.
It's just used as the nightmare sequence.
Yeah, and that doesn't actually have any impact on the rest of the movie either.
It's the nightmare sequence in the same way that the Batman nightmare sequence was in Batman v Superman, where it's like, man, that was weird. Good thing we're never going to reference that again.
Fuck that. This was a cool thing aesthetic-wise, but we don't need to do anything else with this. Like, and that's the problem that I'm getting close to the end here because
I got a few more things, but all right.
I got a few more things. Like, one, the acting in and of itself is not bad, but at the same time, it's very uninspired.
Yeah.
I don't feel that there's a lot of passion at all for any of this stuff.
I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to right now. I'm going to let me figure this out. On camera. Whenever it flips, I always get confused as to where the cards are going to show up. I think it's here. No exit. I'm going to put that in. I'm going to put our version of no exit in because it is a cast of one male, two females that are stuck in a location with each other. And whereas this movie doesn't have them really hating each other because there's a whole lot of other stuff to deal with, their personalities, especially that of Tiggs, compared to Inez. Bailey Alexander as Inez.
Or Bailey Mazur.
True. I can't remember what you credited her as.
Yeah, she's Mazur. She got married.
All right, cool. They are so similar.
Yeah.
So incredibly similar.
Like, especially the opening scene.
Oh, yeah.
Like, before, like, in the first scene, I'm just like, this feels like no exit. And then we were getting, like,
kept going,
a couple more minutes. I'm like, this is no exit.
This is exactly it. The whole thing, though, is that when...
Stop, won't ride, no exit.
When no exit turned from the... I don't want to... When no exit stayed in the room and made them all forced to deal with each other, this movie gave them an external pressure.
Yeah.
This movie gave them the AI and the children. So
the existential aspects of the story are removed.
Yeah. So it overall, that's where the characters are really where it stays the same.
Yeah.
Everything else is very much different. But when it comes to what's different, that we were just saying is like Resident Evil and all this other basic...
It's just some first-person shooter bullshit that I really don't care about.
Both video games and movies of escape the place. Escape the scary place.
It did do it better than Doom.
Yeah.
But then again, that's not a very high bar
it is not. All right.
To surpass.
And I'm talking about Doom, the Carl Urban movie, right? Not Doom, the new game.
It wasn't Carl Urban. Oh, wait, Carl Urban. Was he in that movie?
He was, yeah.
Dwayne Johnson was the main guy.
Yeah.
But, wow. I saw that movie in the theater. It's been a long time.
All right. You mind if I get final thoughts?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Shorter review, but
yeah, I mean, because we really don't have... It's all style. Mm-hmm. And if you rip the style away from this would just be a really boring fucking movie.
Yeah.
We try really hard to find movies that are entertainingly bad, so we have a lot of ammunition to kind of throw at them, and we give you guys a good review, but, God, we've been picking movies that just end up being boring.
Yeah, which is a problem.
That's the worst kind of bad movie, because there's nothing you can work with. You can't rip just boring.
For me, it's for final thoughts. I like the style of this movie. I think that it might be a little bit getting to the point where we're reaching peak. Like, okay, guys, let's bring it back a little bit. Because more I'm seeing this 80s retro, like, super neon aesthetic, especially in, like, memes and stuff like that, too. I'm just like, all right, guys, bring it back a bit. We're just almost to the point of cultural...
I think it started with Drive.
Probably.
Like I think it came out in 2009 or something like that.
That gave the general 80s aesthetic, but then they just started being like, okay, but I'm too lazy to create the entire 80s aesthetic, so let me just do the color grade.
Yeah. Neon.
So
synth.
Yeah. I look forward to when we get back to the grunge era of the 90s. That'll be fun.
Some grungy 90 movies.
But for the characters were fine. They were a bit whiny at times, especially Jenny. Jenny wanted to escape after something bad happened, and then she's like convinced to stay. And then at the point where it's like, okay, you all should be leaving now. The children have taken over. She's like, no, I have to save the one girl. It's like, well, you wanted to leave. Why do you want to leave? But yeah, really, when it comes down to the plot, and we didn't even mention Darby's death.
We did mention it.
We mentioned it, but then we glossed over it. He dies by a tickle fight.
And they get suffocated by the kids.
Well, yeah, I guess we
It would have been harrowing if the kids who were playing, the kids, were actually, like, way more aggressive.
Like, if they were to go, instead of like, you're dying.
And he's like, whoa, what?
You're dying.
What's going on? What?
And they hold on that for a straight minute.
But if they were, like, really, like, bashing him and all that kind of stuff.
Especially
like
from a first-person perspective where they were literally no more than 2 feet away.
Like, yeah.
That would have been like, Jesus.
That would have been intense, but yeah, didn't do
was,
that.
But overall, this movie, yeah, just style over substance. If you want something that looks fun and sounds nice, go ahead. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're looking for it to be like, I feel like the entire movie, if it was building up to be no substance, that would have been great. But within the last couple minutes where they're like, no, actually, was it all real? These are questions you need to ask. It's like, no. I'm not.
You weren't posing any of these possible reality questioning questions anywhere through the movie.
It didn't want me to think right up until the very last couple minutes. And then I'm like, nah, screw that.
Now you're trying to get me to think? Well, if I think, then the rest of the movie falls apart.
It's the equivalent, instead of a slow degrade into deepness, this is like shallow, shallow, shallow abyss. And it's like, I don't want to deal with that.
And it's only abyss for 1 foot.
Yeah. And it comes back up to shallow when they start playing, We're the Kids in America.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. All right, final thoughts. Go.
Yeah, and my whole thing, for the most part, is pretty much all what David says, is the fact that this was just a very standard style kind of evil kids movie. I mean, this literally is called Let's Be Evil. And, like, you know exactly what you're going to be getting as soon as you step into, the opening credits of this film. Oh, yeah. So, overall, like, it had a couple moments, and there were a couple moments where I'm like, okay, that's good. Like, with the kid, like, high-fives her afterwards.
Yeah. She asks for a high-five, the kid totally blows her off, but then as the recess time ends or whatever...
He runs up and, like, high-fives and once was like, okay, all right. I'm like, all right, that was kind of cute. Yeah. Kind of cute. It had some moments there.
Which then raises the question of, did that kid exist?
But also, the camera, and I think the camera movements are so smooth, because they are, for the most part.
Oh, yeah.
They're so smooth, though, that there's no tension. There's no kinetic atmosphere. Nobody moves like this.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying look for the shaky cam and all that stuff, but at the same time, I need a little bit more kind of vitality in the movement here.
Whenever in video games someone's running, they have a predefined motion, like, track.
That's
how
what they
their
do.
bobbing works. That's what this is. You can tell the bob moves in the exact same way each time.
They just did not make these kids scary. You can make kids really scary. Mm-hmm. You were trying to do, like, the Shining type scary, where they're just kind of standing there staring at you. But even then, like...
Instead, you got the army of children from Spy Kids 1.
Oh, that's never good. But yeah, overall, I mean, this movie, if you want to watch something that has some interesting aesthetics and some decently done graphics, other than that, I would definitely give this movie a pass.
So those are our thoughts on Let's Be Evil.
Is it, though, David?
Is it what?
Is it really your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
What if they're my thoughts? What if I've been controlling this review since it started?
What?
What if I've been controlling the show since the very beginning?
What?
What if I've been guiding you for your whole life?
What?
Yes, your life was a lie!
possible by contributions from viewers like you. Thank you.